vibe, okay? So I teach at 12:30 every Tuesday. I have half my students that are hungry, so they're complaining, and half just ate, so they're falling asleep. And y'all are kind of reminding me, you get the thing going. Y'all okay? No, that's okay. I'm not either. Let me ask, how many of you have ever taken a service learning class? Raise your hand if you've done that. One. Okay, I'm not going to put you on the spot and ask you what service learning is. I will tell you that service learning is a method of teaching so that when you take a course, you master your learning objectives by working with a community partner to address a critical community need. That make sense? Okay, I'm going to show you my critical community need. And now we can hit the lights. What do y'all see? What do you see when you look at this picture? Speak up, please. An empty basketball? A what? A nasty basketball court?
Empty.
Empty. There's a person in it. Okay.
They need a new one.
They need a new one. It's messed up. It's old. What do you see in the foreground? Dead grass. What's above that? What's at the top of the picture? Old monkey bars. Do they look like something you want to play on? Why? They're rusty. Are y'all talking because this picture's so awesome?
Yes.
Good. Okay. This is why I do what I do every day. Because if you look at public school playgrounds in this city, and not just in this city, all over the state of Louisiana, and all over the United States, you will find public school playgrounds that look like this. Either there is nothing, or there is something very old, like older than me. That's old. This set of monkey bars is about 50 years old. And it was great for kids 50 years ago. But guess what? Modern playground safety standards were not even invented until 1981. And so a lot of play equipment that you see in our community's public schools is unsafe, to put it mildly. So, kids, go to the emergency room, because they get hurt, generally. What do you think the #1 reason that kids go, why do you think kids go to the emergency room? What's the #1 reason that would send a child to the emergency room in the United States? Okay. What would cause those broken bones? Falls. Okay. What are they falling from? Play equipment. Okay. That's actually the #2 reason. But you got falls. What would be the #1? It's a fall. From what? Not a tree. Not a bed. Bike accidents. We're like cosmic twins. Yes. We have the same name and we're both left-handed. How about that? Okay, so how many accidents do you think there are every year in the United States of America that send kids to the emergency room for bike accidents? How many hospital visits a year do you think? Take a wild guess. 1,000. I like y'all going in the right direction. 300,000 accidents every year that send kids to the emergency room from bike accidents. Y'all are clearly excited about this. Playground accidents are the #2 reason. What do you think the figure is on that one? 200,000. So this is a critical problem. It's a critical problem here. It's a critical problem around this country. And if you actually go to other countries and look at their playgrounds, believe it or not, we're in a whole lot better shape, generally. 15 kids die every year on playgrounds in the United States of America. That is why I do what I do. What do y'all see in the picture on the left? You know what I Crazy? 5 ways a kid could die. How could they die? Count the ways. If you fall from this slide, what are you going to hit on the way down? You're either going to hit the metal, which is not good, or you're going to hit the grass. And grass is not soft. It might seem like it is, but you can break your head open and break your neck on a surface that's dirt or grass or concrete. There are exposed concrete footers. There are, you can't really see them, but there are protrusions on the side of the slide that if you're wearing, anybody wearing hood or neck drawstrings? Never wear those on a playground. Anybody wearing a necklace? You never wear those on a playground either. Because they literally can get caught and you can get strangled from that. There's nothing that would stop a kid from falling off the top. Clearly, y'all are really excited about this. Did anyone play on something like that? Yeah. Okay. How about this? You know what year this was built? 1959. This is play equipment in our local public schools. Okay, here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to clap twice and y'all are going to clap once back, okay? Awesome. This is what we do with our service learning project. I teach a service learning class in biological engineering. All of my students in a single section, and we have 3 sections a year, are assigned to one local public school. We work with the kids at the local public schools because they are the true experts at play, not us. When's the last time you were on a playground? Okay. Kids are on playgrounds every day. They are the experts. They lead us. So what you see in this picture right here is a bunch of 4th graders at Polk Elementary School with one of my students in the back, and they've all drawn their dream playground ideas. So you can see the picture on the top right is a drawing of one of them. My students take all the ideas and translate those into CAD or computer-aided design drawings. They write bid specifications, which tells the company, here's exactly what we need to construct this design. Once we have enough money to get all the different parts, my students will actually come out as volunteers and then put it together. So this is 2 of my former students. This top student here is now a professor at Mississippi State in biomedical engineering, and this student here now works at Albemarle and does a lot of process engineering. After we finish designing the playground, the kids come out and play. And that is our service learning project. What's the critical community need that we're meeting? Better playgrounds, yeah, which also leads to addressing obesity issues, addressing high-stakes test scores. If kids play regularly, their test scores go up. So this is our process, and this is what we do. And I am making a plug. I would like to make a plug to y'all to try service learning if you have not before. This is what service learning has taught me. It's actually taught me a ton, but these are just 3 of the things I'll talk about today. The first is the difference between not succeeding and failing. I am willing to guess that most of you are probably terrified of failure. I know I was when I sat in your shoes. If you try at something and you don't succeed at it, it is not the same thing as failing. Not in my mind. I can promise you that I have failed in the traditional sense many more times than I've succeeded. But I've decided that when you fail, it means you quit or give up. Not that you don't stop trying. So I spend a lot of time chasing money to try to build those playgrounds that we all come together as volunteers to build together. And I had one school where I wrote 9 proposals for funding in a row, and every single one was turned down. But guess what happened on the 10th try? I got the money, and we built the playground. So just because you try something and you don't succeed at it, I would not define that as failure. If I had given up after the 2nd proposal or the 5th proposal or the 9th proposal, that would have been a failure. I've decided that the community knows more than the university. You know, the whole idea is that y'all come here to college to get more knowledge and all of that, and then you leave and you're an educated person and you know a lot more than people who maybe haven't gone to the university or haven't gone to LSU. And what I have decided is I've learned a whole lot more about play from children than I would ever learn from a theory book on play written by adults. And I've learned a whole lot from the community about how to really do a lot with just a little. And those are really important lessons that I've taken with me that have very little to do with what happens inside the Ivory Gates at LSU. So I'm honored to be part of this university, but I'm also honored to be part of a community that's taught me so much. And finally, and this is awesome, I have discovered that people really accomplish extraordinary things just by doing ordinary things together. So essentially, I could never do a playground by myself. Every single playground, every single one of the 26 that we've done, I could never have done by myself. It takes at least 500 people, 400 are children. They're the ones that give us the marching orders and keep us inspired, and always will tell us when we come back with our designs, we hate that. We love this part. Change the slide to red from green. Yes, we changed our mind from 5 weeks ago. We don't want the curly slide anymore. We want the wavy one. You know, kids don't have a filter. They'll tell you exactly, yeah, what you want to hear and sometimes what you don't want to hear, but what you have to really try to capture the spirit of. But when we come together at the beginning of a day and there's nothing but a blank piece of ground with nothing there, and at the end of a day or two we actually have a playground built, that's an extraordinary thing. And all we're doing is ordinary things together. Some of us are digging holes, some of us are shoveling surfacing. I always seem to get stuck with that stuff. That's the soft material you put under and around play equipment to break falls. I'm always the one. I pull the straw every time to be the one, okay, to get the crick in my side, because all day I do surfacing while other people get to do the fun stuff like hold up the poles and attach everything. But the point is not that one person's going to do something special. The point is that everybody does something special just by doing that little thing and doing it consistently. So those are three of the things that I've learned from service learning. If you endeavor to do service learning in the College of Agriculture, there are a number of existing courses that you can take in these different areas of study. Leadership classes have worked with different community organizations to study leadership and also to study poverty issues. Human ecology classes connect with a lot of community groups to try to get out information about nutrition. Horticulture has done a lot with building and maintaining community gardens, especially in places where there are food deserts. In other words, there are areas of town where there's no grocery store to service, over 30,000 people. And a community garden can be really important to help people in the community get fresh fruits and vegetables. And in animal science, there are a couple of courses on companion animals. One with therapeutic horse riding, and another with working with kids who are sick, who get visits in the hospital from therapy dogs. So if you're interested in doing service learning, you can check with this. I will leave this presentation, but the CCELL office, we have a website that has a list of all the service learning courses available. And between 3,000 and 4,000 students at LSU every year take a service learning class. So I can't highly recommend it enough. And if you have any questions, I'll take them from here.
Okay.
I left you questionless.
I have a question.
Maribel, yeah.
Okay. Can I be in the service learning project that builds playgrounds, although I'm in the College of Agriculture?
Well, technically I'm in the College of Agriculture.